each each packet is treated independently of all others. Even if a packet is part of a multi-packet transmission, the network treats it as through it existed alone. Packets in this approach are referred to as datagrams. Datagram switching is normally done at the network layer. Students, we can see, or you can see datagram network in this slide. The datagram networks are sometimes referred to as connectionless networks. The term connectionless here means that the switch or packet switch does not keep information about the connection state. There are no setup or tear down phases. Each packet is treated the same by switch regardless of its source or destination. If there are no setup or tear down phases, how are the packets routed to their destinations in a datagram network? In this type of network, each switch has a routing table which is based on the destination address. The routing tables are dynamic and are upgraded periodically. The destination addresses and the corresponding forwarding output ports are recorded in the tables. Destination address. Every packet in a datagram network carries a header that contains, among other information, the destination address of the packet. When the switch receives packet, this destination address is examined. The routing table is consulted to find the corresponding port through which the packet should be forwarded. This address, unlike the address in a virtual circuit network, remains the same during the entire journey of the packet. Now we can see the efficiency of the datagram network. The efficiency of a datagram network is better than that of a circuit switched network. Resources are allocated only when there are packets to be transferred. If a source sends a packet and there is a delay of a few minutes before another packet can be sent, the resources can be reallocated during these minutes for other packets from other sources. Now we will see virtual circuit networks. A virtual circuit network is a cross between a circuit switched network and a datagram network. It has some characteristics of both. As in a circuit switched network, there are setup and tear down phases in addition to the data transfer phase. Resources can be allocated during the setup phase as in a circuit switched network, or on demand as in a datagram network. As in a datagram network, data are packetized and each packet carries an address in the header. However, the addresses in the header has local jurisdiction, not end-to-end jurisdiction. As in a circuit switched network, all packets follow the same path established during the connection. A virtual circuit network is normally implemented in the data link layer. while a circuit switched network is implemented in the physical layer and a datagram network in the network layer. You can see the figure or how network looks like. Next, addressing of virtual circuit network. In a virtual circuit network, two types of addressing are involved: global and local. Global and local. Global addressing. A source destination needs to address an address that can be unique in the scope of the network or internationally if the network is part of an international network. A global address in the virtual circuit networks is used only to create a virtual circuit identifier. Virtual circuit identifier. The identifier that is actually used for data transfer is called the virtual circuit identifier, that is VCI, or the label. A VCI unlink a global address is a small number that has only switch scope. It is used by frame between two switches. When a frame arrives at a switch, it has a VCI. When it leaves, it has a different VCI. Data transfer phase. Three phases. To transfer a frame from a source to its destination, all switches needs to have a table entry for this virtual circuit. The table in its simplest form has 4 columns. This means that the switch holds 4 pieces of information for each virtual circuit that is already set up. The data transfer phase is active until the source sends all its frames to the destination. The procedure at the switch is the same for each frame of a message. The process creates a virtual circuit, not a real circuit, between the source and destination. Now you can see setup phase. In the setup phase, a switch creates a entry for a virtual circuit. For example, suppose source A needs to create a virtual circuit to B. Two steps are required: the setup request and the acknowledgement. You can see the structure or the figure in the slide. Next, acknowledgement. A special frame called the acknowledgement frame completes the entries in the switching tables. You can see in the slide. Next, tear down phase. In this phase, source A, after sending all frames to B, sends a special frame called tear down request. Destination B responds with a tear down confirmation frame. All switches delete the corresponding entry from their table. Next, we will see from their tables. Next, we will see efficiency of the virtual circuit network. In virtual circuit switching, all packets belonging and destination travel the same path, but the packets may arrive at the destination with different delays if source allocation is on demand. Resource reservation in a virtual circuit network can be made during the setup or can be on demand during the data transfer phase. In the first case, the delay for each packet is the same. In the second case, each packet may encounter different delays. So, dear students, go through all these slides and information, and please make short note or please understood thoroughly, because it is very important in the examination.